Yeah, Kirk. So you mean to tell me that it's because he got dropped from the IPL team? That's why I'm dropped out of the captaincy. You know?
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to talk about the recent news. The current West Indies captain in ODI and T20 matches have decided to step down from that role, and we're here to just briefly talk about it. Raymond, how you feel about this news?
Well, Kirk, the truth is we expected this long after. Right as the West Indies dropped out of the tournament and Phil Simmons saying that he was, leaving the coaching job, we figured this was the next step for Pooran. And clearly it took the IPL snub, to have to pretty much show him that he needs to go back to the drawing board and just probably step away from the captaincy.
Right, and before we go into the IPL snob, let's just look at the statement that Nicholas Pooran put out on Instagram and I suppose on other social media. I have given the captaincy a great deal of thought since the erroneous disappointment of the T20 World Cup. I took on the role with great pride and dedication and have given it absolutely everything over the past year. The T20 World Cup is something that must not define us, and I will readily get involved in the upcoming reviews. And whilst it will be several months until we reconvene as a squad, I want to give CWI plenty of time to prepare for the matches against South Africa in March and beyond. This is not me giving up. So Pooran is saying, this is not me giving up. I remain ambitious and still view the captaincy of the West Indies cricket as an honor that is bestowed upon you. There is no doubt I will remain fully committed to West Indies cricket, and I look forward to providing my services as a senior player in a supporting role. By stepping down now as the West Indies white ball captain, I believe it is in the best interest of the team and for me personally, as I need to concentrate on what can deliver to the side as a player. I desperately want us to be successful, and the most value I give to the team is through fully focusing on the role of consistently scoring runs at critical time. I'm very thankful for the West Indies, for CWI, for the opportunity and the faith shown in me, and for the support that I have received by our beloved fans since taking the role. And to my teammates who have worked so hard as well, I know we have it in us to carry West Indies cricket forward and be proud. That's Nicholas Pooran. And important to note, Raymond, he has acknowledged that he has not been consistent in scoring runs for the West Indies, and he wants to focus on that. And a lot of the discussions that we have had around the West Indies cricket and the performance of the team and the performance of the captain are centered around Nicholas Pooran taking on too many responsibilities, and we see that affecting his batting.
Yeah, Kirk, pretty much West Indies needed a bats person. And when Nicholas Pooran, being the captain, was not putting up the scores and leading with the bat, it almost showed that it made sense for him to concentrate on batting because that's what West Indies needed the most in the tournament ending. And for the longest while, we saw it. So if he wasn't able to do so, pretty much bump off some things off a to-do list or duties list and get it done. And so, it's a brave step, big step. And I admire him for his approach to this and acknowledging that, he needs to focus on batting, and that's the best thing West Indies need from him right now.
And a few things has happened, right? And we don't know why the West Indies would have asked Pooran to be captain, keeper, and taking on all of those responsibility and the leading bats person, as you call it. But when we look at his overall performance, especially in T20, I think his last 10 innings, there were probably one or two score in double figures. If we look at his performance as captain, while he bats as a batter, as captain in ODI, we see that his average, a significant decline in his average, playing 17 matches, 17 innings in ODI, and with an average of 28.05. And while he wasn't the captain and playing, his average was closer to 50 at 41.49. And that is what we expect of Nicholas Pooran. But taking on this additional responsibility has certainly affected his batting, and he has acknowledged that, and we hope that he will put in the work because he's the future of West Indies batting.
Yeah, Kirk, when you take on so much duties, you find yourself even selecting players and stuff like that. Well, allegedly. You know what I mean? Then you realize that you get distracted from what you're there for, and the emotional stress with other players and stuff like that, and the media beat them like yourself. You know, it can be daunting, and so take you away from your core contribution, which is batting. And it's good that you actually acknowledge that, and the stats show it. The stats you just read show it. You contribute more when you are without the captaincy, without this long list of job duties. You're able to contribute more.
And this announcement comes on the heel of the announcement by the IPL for their list of retained players. And Nicholas Pooran, who went into the 2022 IPL tournament as one of the highest bidding player from the West Indies, over $1 million rupees. And there were lots of expectations around him and the way he would perform, considering how he was playing before the auction. And then a year later, or less than a year later, he's not retained by that same team who had placed so much value in him. And that is primarily, I think, because of the way he has performed. And by virtue of not making it past the qualifying round of the World Cup, a lot of other West Indies players are feeling the brunt of that. But as the leading player, the captain of the West Indies team, not being retained by IPL, and this is where the money, this is where the players make their money. I mean, he's now looking at this as I need to pull up my socks or else I'm gonna be one papa.
Yeah, Kirk. So some persons might say might dodge a bullet there by not being selected because he also possibly will be blacklisted, or maybe him shine, and there wouldn't be much issue. But it clear that not making it out of the first round, so to speak, not moving on to at least the first round, so to speak, there was going to be some issue. And this is one of the issues. The fallout for that resulted in what we're seeing now. And the players now have to take account of how they go forward. And even their actions. Knowing this now, they know that there are consequences for underperforming. And as such, it hits you where it hurts most and is in their pockets.
And talking about it where it hurts most, I will share with you Pooran's stats as the captain. I can't leave that out. This is the statistics of Pooran as captain. In 17 ODI matches, we just spoke about his performance in this, right? Average 28 in ODI and 23 in T20 matches. 17 matches, 4 wins. 24% of the matches he won as captain. In T20 internationals, he played 23 matches. He's a little better. He won 8, 35% of the matches won by Pooran's team. A pretty low percentages, if you ask me.
Yeah, Kurt, it's disaster. It's like big disaster. And so the stat speaks for itself. The you look at the last column and the matches played. Percentage is lower than even 40%. Is unfortunate. It took him this long to realize, and so it's pretty much starting over for the West Indies in a sense. The coach is out, the captain, and so is about rising from the ashes like the phoenix and starting anew.
So he has indicated that he is available and fully committed to the team. And in being fully committed to the team, I suppose he will support whoever will be selected as his replacement. One of the names at the top of the list is the current Jamaican Scorpion and the Jamaican Talawas captain, who he won both the CPL and the Super 50 tournament, leading the Jamaica team. So we now have the double title, CPL and Super 50 titles, Rovman, Powell. And in winning both, he was excellent with the bat on both occasions.
Yeah, Kurt. At one point, persons were actually speaking of him being the next captain. Then there was also Holder. He also wasn't retained by his IPL team, but given the type of form and year that Rockman Powell is having, you can't doubt and having the level of confidence leading to victory. Two format of the games, the Scorpion and the Talawas. It's very interesting, and so you almost see that it makes sense. He would be in the as one of the front runners for the captaincy. Persons would actually say maybe Hetmeyer, but Hetmeyer might as well show his hand and support behind somebody like a Rahman Powell. So it's really interesting to see where the selectors would go, where that is concerned.
And talking about admire and showing his support, we see where he is actually showing his support behind a particular player. I'm not going to call it out or say anything, but we've seen it where he has come out and said, my captain, right? So it's clear that Admire has his sights set on a particular leader. And we saw how Powell played and how he led the team. And he has the experience leading at the regional level. And if we go back to the CPL, where the current West Indies captain, Nicholas Pooran, was part of a particular team, and he wasn't the captain nor the vice captain, and was rarely used as part of the consultation when they're making the decision. So that too was a little puzzling. But I'm not sure, I was going to say we're happy to announce, but when the West Indies is in a state where it is always sadness to see that the team is losing and players are walking away or stepping down because of whatever reason. It is extremely sad that we're here. But Pooran has decided to step down as captain. Do you think it is the right decision or is it the wrong decision for him? What do you think? What do you feel about the decision? It's
Naturally, it's about a renewal, and Simon's out. The next step was really Pooran out, and let's see where we go from there.
And in addition to that, we await the review by CWI to find out what the result of that review is and what are the consequences, if there are any. And so far, we've seen the coach who have stepped down, and now the captain has stepped down. So I don't know if they smell the rat, if I want to use that term. But fans out there, we would love to hear from you. What's your thoughts on Pooran's decision to step down from the captaincy of the ODI and the T20 West Indies team at this particular time, to focus more on being consistent in scoring runs for the team as it's required. And he has indicated that he's fully committed to the West Indies team and he will make himself available to support whoever is assigned the captain, and he will play a senior role going forward. We all know the talent that Nicholas Pooran has. He is the future of West Indies batting, and we want to wish him all the best as he goes through this phase of recovery, as well as we hope that a team in the IPL will pick him up to boost his confidence as we go into the next series in March next year, as he has mentioned. How you feel about this? Just leave that comments in the comment section below. And always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. And to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. Rovman and I signing out, saying, be blessed.